Anshit, you can repeat. Last week you didn't chant, no, Vishnu Sahasranama? Did you chant? No. So today you can repeat. Okay? Om Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro
Om Vishwam Vishnum Vasatkaro
Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu
Bhuta Bhavya Bhava Prabhu
Bhuta Krit
Bhuta Krit
Bhuta Bhridvavo
Bhuta Kridvavu
Brid Bhuta Bhridvavo
Bhuta Bhridvavu
Bhutatma
Bhutatman
Bhuta Bhavanah
Bhutana Havanaha.
Once more repeat. Om Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro
Om Vishwam Vishnum Vasatkaro
Bhuta Bhavya
Bhuta Bhavya
Bhavat Prabhu
Bhavat Prabhu
Bhuta Krit
Bhuta Krid
Bhuta Bhridvavo
Bhuta Kridvavo
Bhutatma
Bhutatma
Bhuta Bhavanah.
Bhuta Bhavanaha.
Second one. Bhutatma
Bhutatma
Paramatma cha
Paramatma cha
Muktanam
Muktanam
Paramagatihi
Paramagatihi
Avyaya
Avyaya
Purusha Sakshi
Purusha Sakshi
Kshetrajnokshara
Kshetragnokshara
Evacha
Evacha
Bhutatma Paramatma cha
Bhutatma Paramatma cha
Muktanam Paramagatihi
Muktanam Paramagati
Avyaya Purusha Sakshi
Avyaya Purusha Sakshi
Kshetrajnokshara Evacha.
Kshetragnokshara Evacha.
Third one. Yogo Yoga Vidam
Yogo Yoga Vidam
Neta
Neta
Pradhana
Pradhana
Purusheshwarah
Puruseswaraha
Narasimha Vapu
Narasimha Vabhu
Shriman
Shriman
Keshava
Kesava
Purushottamah
Purushottamaha
Yogo Yoga Vidam Neta
Yogo Yoga Vidam Neta
Pradhana Purusheshwarah
Pradhana Puruseswaraha
Narasimha Vapu Shriman
Narasimha Vapu Shriman
Keshavah Purushottamah.
Kesava Purushottamaha.
Fourth one. Sarva Sharva
Sarva Sarva
Shivastanu
Devasthanu
Bhutadir
Bhutadhir
Nidhiravyayah
Rabhyayaha
Nidhiravyayah Nidhi
Ridhirabhyayaha
Sambhavo
Sambhavo
Bhavano
भावनो
भर्ता
भर्ता
प्रभव
प्रभव
प्रभुरीश्वरः
प्रभुरीश्वरः
सर्वशिवस्ताणुर्
सर्वशिवस्तानु
भूतादिर्निधिरव्ययः
उठाधिर्निधिरव्ययः
संभवो भावनो भर्ता
संभवो भावनो भर्ता
प्रभवः प्रभुरीश्वरः
प्रभव प्रभुरीश्वरः
फिफ्थ वन स्वयंभू
स्वयंभू
शंभुरादित्य
शंभुरादित्य
पुष्कराक्षो
पुष्कराक्षो
महास्वनः
महास्वनः
अनादिनिधनो
अनाधिर्नदो
अनादिनिधनो
अनादिनिधौ
निधनो
धनो
अनादिनिधनो
अनादिनिधनो
धाता
धाता
विधाता
विधिदाता
विधाता
विधाता
धातुरुत्तमः
धातुरुत्तमः
स्वयंभू शंभुरादित्य
स्वयंभू शंभुरादित्यः
पुष्कराक्षो महास्वनः
पुष्कराक्षो महास्वनः
अनादिनिधनो धाता
अनादिनिधो दाता
अनादिनिधनो अनादिनिधनो
अनादिनिधनो
धाता
दाता
विधाता धातुरुत्तमः
विधाता दरुत्तमः
धातुरुत्तमः
धातुरुत्तमः
Thank you. You have to practice. Okay. You have the book with you. You have the book. You have. Then
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have to see the book. When others are chanting, no, you have to look at the book and chant yourself, unmuted yourself. You have to practice. Okay. Thank you. Now who is next? Kushi, are you ready?
Amma, shall I? Yes, Amma. I am ready, Amma.
Okay. Okay. After Kushi, Vaishnavi. Okay, Vaishnavi, did you chant last week?
No, Amma.
No. Okay. After Kushi, you can. Okay. Kushi, ready?
Yes, Amma.
Om Vishwam
Om Vishwam
Vishnur Vashatkaro
Vishnur Vashaktaro
Bhuta Bhavya
Bhuta Bhavya
Bhavat Prabhu
Bhavat Prabhu
Bhuta Krid
Bhuta Krid
Bhuta Brid Bhavo
Bhuta Brid Bhavo
Bhutatma
Bhutatma
Bhuta Bhavanah
Bhuta Bhavanaha
Om Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro
Om Vishwam Vishnur Vashaktaro
Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu
Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu
Bhuta Krid Bhuta Brid Bhavo
Bhuta Krid Bhuta Brid Bhavo
Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanah
Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanaha
Next sloka Bhutatma
Bhutatma
Paramatma Cha
परमात्मा च
मुक्तानां
मुक्तानां
परमागतिः
परमागतिः
अव्यय
अव्यः
अव्यय
अव्यय
पुरुष साक्षी
पुरुष साक्षी
क्षेत्रज्ञोक्षर
क्षेत्रज्ञोक्षर
एव च
एव च
भूतात्मा परमात्मा च
भूतात्मा परमात्मा च
मुक्तानां परमागतिः
मुक्तानां परमागतिः
अव्यय पुरुष साक्षी
अव्ययपुरुष साक्षी
क्षेत्रज्ञोक्षर एव च
क्षेत्रज्ञोक्षर एव च
थर्ड वन योगो
योगो
योगविदां
योगो योगविदां
नेता
नेता
प्रधान
प्रधान
पुरुषेश्वरः
पुरुषेश्वरः
नारसिंहवपु
नारसिंहवपु
श्रीमान्
श्रीमान्
केशव
केशव
पुरुषोत्तमः
पुरुषोत्तमः
योगो योगविदां नेता
योगो योगविदां नेता
प्रधान पुरुषेश्वरः
प्रधान पुरुषेश्वरः
नारसिंहवपु श्रीमान्
नारसिंहवपु श्रीमान्
केशवः पुरुषोत्तमः
केशव पुरुषोत्तमः
फोर्थ वन सर्व
सर्व सर्व
शिवस्ताणुर्
शिवस्तानुर्
भूतादिर्
भूतादिर्
निधिरव्ययः
निधिरम्यः
निधिरव्ययः
निधिरव्ययः
अव्यय डबल या अव्ययः
अव्ययः
करेक्ट संभवो
संभवो
भावनो
भावनो
भर्ता
भर्ता
प्रभव
प्रभव
प्रभुरीश्वरः
प्रभुरीश्वरः
सर्व शिवस्ताणुर्
सर्व सर्व शिवस्तानुर्
निधिरव्ययः
भूतादिर्निधिरव्ययः
अव्ययः निधिरव्ययः
निधिरव्ययः
संभवो भावनो भर्ता
संभवो भावनो भर्ता
प्रभवः प्रभुरीश्वरः
प्रभव प्रभुर्ईश्वरः
फिफ्थ वन स्वयंभू शंभु
स्वयंभू शंभुर
आदित्य
आदित्य
पुष्कराक्षो
पुष्कराक्षो
महास्वनः
महास्वनः
अनादिनिधनो
अनादनिधिनो
निधनो
निधनो
धाता
दाता
विधाता
विदाता
धातुरुत्तमः
धातुरुत्तमः
स्वयंभू शंभुरादित्य
स्वयंभू शंभुरु आदित्य
पुष्कराक्षो महास्वनः
पुष्कर आक्षो महास्वनः
अनादिनिधनो धाता
अनादिनिधनो दाता
विधाता धातुरुत्तमः
दाता विदाता धातुरुत्तमः
करेक्ट You chanted very well, Kushi. Practice, okay?
Thank
You
you.
have the book with you. You have book with you.
Amma.
No?
Amma, can you share the PDF, Vishnu Sahasranama PDF?
Yeah. Okay.
The whole.
Okay. Thank you, Kushi. Next, Vaishnavi, you are telling, no? Vaishnavi?
Yes, Amma.
Okay. I think you know this already, Vaishnavi?
Can I chant it on my own?
Yeah, if you can. You know?
Yes, Amma.
Then chant.
विश्वं विष्णुर्वषट्कारो भूतभव्यभवत्प्रभुः भूतकृद्भूतभृद्भावो भूतात्मा भूतभावनः भूतात्मा परमात्मा च मुक्तानां परमागतिः अव्ययः पुरुषः साक्षी क्षेत्रज्ञोऽक्षर एव च योगो योगविदां नेता प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरः नारसिंहवपुः श्रीमान् केशवः पुरुषोत्तमः सर्वशिवस्थाणुर्भूतादिर्निधिरव्ययः शम्भवो भावनो भर्ता प्रभवः प्रभुरीश्वरः स्वयंभू शम्भुरादित्यः पुष्कराक्षो महास्वनः अनादिनिधनो धाता विधाता धातुरुत्तमः.
Very good. Nice chanting, Vaishnavi. You know. Huh? Very good. Keep practicing. Keep practicing. Okay. Now I think it is time now. Those who have not chanted so far, they can chant next week also. Okay. Thank you. Now over to Sudha ma'am.
Okay. Namaste, children. Today we are going to tell you some short stories and life situations one by one. And listen carefully. You will have to find the message which they convey. We'll be asking you questions in between, so be attentive also. So first we are going to start with the story of a young boy called Tulasi Ram. So you can see one boy praying there. So this boy, he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. And he was doing some kainkaryam in a Krishna temple. Kainkaryam I had already explained before. Any seva, service you do in a temple. So he used to go to the Krishna temple daily and he was helping the priest in whatever way he could. So one day the priest, every daily the priest would give him some work. So at first the priest told him to make mala for the Krishna idol. He had to go pluck the flowers and he had to make mala for the Krishna idol in the temple. So he did that. He brought flowers and he started making mala. But when he was making mala, he was constantly doing the japa, oh Krishna, oh Krishna. He was doing japa and he used to say Krishnarpanam, Krishnarpanam. You know the meaning of Krishnarpanam? What does it mean? He was dedicating whatever he was doing to Krishna idol. Full of that 100% devotion to Lord Krishna. With that, he was doing the mala. Then after the malas were ready, the priest went into the temple, the main Karpagraham, you say, main shrine. And there, what did the priest see? Already that one mala was there on the Krishna idol. Priest was wondering, now only I am entering the temple. Already the mala is there. That means this boy Tulasi Ram must have entered before me and he should have put the mala. See, normally inside the main part of the temple, only priests are allowed to go. So he got angry with that boy. He came out and asked Tulasi Ram, why did you go and put the mala on the idol before me? You are not supposed to do that. Tulasi Ram said, no, I never went inside the temple. You see, all the malas which you asked me to make, all are here. I didn't go. But the priest didn't believe him. Then he said, okay, from tomorrow you will not make malas. I'm giving you some other duty. You will bring water from the nearby river. You fill up all these drums with water so that I can do Abhishekam to Lord Krishna. That work only we will do. Next day, okay, he went to the river, brought water, and while he was bringing water and doing the work, again he was doing Krishna Jabam, and again he was telling Krishna Arpanam, or this work, whatever I do, everything is for you, Krishna. I am surrendering to you, I am dedicating to you, like that he did. And when the priest went inside the temple, can you guess what he saw? Can anyone say?
The
Or did
Abhishek
Virat?
is already wet.
Abhishekam is already happening.
Huh?
Abhishekam is already happening.
Yes, already water was there. The Abhishekam had been done for Lord Krishna. So again the priest got wild. See, again this boy, he didn't obey me. He has come inside the temple and he has done the Abhishekam. Why did he do like that? Then he came to Tulasi Ram and started scolding. He said, I never went to the temple. The priest was not ready to believe. Then he said, okay, from tomorrow, the kitchen, every temple has a kitchen. That is a little bit far away. From tomorrow, you will not come near the temple. You go to the kitchen and help that cook with in doing prasadam. That's what you will do. Then he again went there. The cook was next day making some payasam. He did whatever help you could do. Again chanting the name of Krishna. Again telling Krishna Arpanam. And this day, when the priest went into the temple, somebody else tell what did the priest see?
There was already saw the payasam there. Prasadam inside the temple.
There on the lips, he could see drops of payasam on Krishna's idol. So again, he was going to shout at Tulasi Ram. At that time, when he could hear a divine voice preached, that voice told him, "Don't scold him. This boy is so dedicated to me. He is so full of devotion. He is doing everything with that attitude of Krishna Arpanam, Krishna Arpanam. So I accept it immediately." Then the priest also realized. Then he went and praised that boy Tulasi Ram. Okay. From this story, any message you are able to get?
Amma,
Anything comes
we
your mind.
do
One by one. One by one.
Amma, we should be dedicated to God.
Yes, we should be dedicated to God. That is what work you do, you should do with dedication. Anybody
Virat,
else?
Virat.
We
wants to
should
say?
make sure that every work we do, we should think that it's seva to God, and we should not feel pride. We should always surrender ourselves to God.
Very good. Yes, we should do every work with Arpana Buddhi. Vaishnavi,
Sisters,
sister, whoever.
Desika or Chinmay, who is that?
What do you want to say?
Amma, like if we every single thing we do it, God is watching us, so we have to do it with devotion and with love.
Very good. So this, see, when you say prayers, chant slokas also, that also you should do with full devotion, concentration, not thinking of something else. And not only prayer, any work anything you do with full concentration, full devotion, then you will get the grace of God. Anything else anybody wants to add? Any other thing? Vishruta, you want to say?
We should always take the mistake from
Mom,
that.
that we should always do that. Mom, we should always be dedicated to God, and and we have to be very and we have to surrender ourselves to God and think that whatever we do, we are doing in affection with affection to God only.
Okay. Anybody else? Sai wants to say something? Okay. Shall we?
Mother,
Okay.
that whatever I wanted to say.
Okay. So then, from this story, does it remind you of any Panchamaha Yajna? Which Panchamaha Yajna it comes under? Deva Yajna, yes. Prayer comes under Deva Yajna, which should be done with devotion and dedication. Okay.
Okay. So from now on, whatever you do before you start studying, after you finish, you're probably doing your paper in the exam. When you have food, then whenever you do something, you can also say it's a simple word, right? Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanam.
And it
You
need
can
not be
practice.
Krishna only. Any Ishta Devata, if your Ishta Devata is Muruga, you can say Subramanya Arpanam or Devi Arpanam. Any god name you can take, not necessarily Krishna. Okay?
So this was Deva Yajna. So now Okay, can any of you identify who this person is, who this boy is? Somebody was not answered till now.
Shravan Kumar.
Okay, Shruta.
Shravan Kumar.
Shravan Kumar. Okay, so do you all know the story of Shravan Kumar?
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
he is carrying these two old people in a basket?
Ma'am, may I tell
both
two
are
things?
blind.
May I tell two things?
One at a
Wait,
time.
wait, wait.
Parents want to see the pilgrim, but those two are blind.
Okay, so they went to
Mom, Dashrath came.
Yes, Kushi, go ahead.
Uh, King Dashrath killed Shravana, uh, and his parents got to know the news, and they also died.
Hmm. Okay,
Ma'am?
so, huh?
My dad's name is Shravan Kumar.
Is this Nitika? Nitika, your video is not on. That's why I'm not able to identify. Switch on your video.
Yes.
That's
Sorry.
nice, Nitika. Nice to know that your father's name is Shravan. Nice. You wanted to say something?
Heard this name, ma'am.
V. Vaishnavi.
Okay, we Vaishnavi want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, ma'am. And Shravan Kumar is very dedicated to his parents, and they were very blind, but he's very dedicated, and he wanted to help his parents. So he was carrying both his mother and father like this, and he
Very
used to
nice.
travel everywhere.
Yeah, so they were blind, they were very old, but he wanted to take them on pilgrimage. So he seated them both on baskets and carried them. Right? He put in so much effort. He was so respectful of his parents. And this story comes in Ramayana, right? Kushi, you were right when you mentioned Dasharatha. So when his parents were tired and they asked him for water, he placed them on the placed them. He asked them to be seated, and then he went to a nearby pond where Dasharatha was had come for hunting, and he thought it was a sound of an animal in the pond on the river. So he attacked, and he later found out that it was Shravan. It was and his parents were very were extremely saddened with the that because Dasharath attacked or killed Shravan. So they also gave him the curse that you will also be away from your child, and that's how Rama had to go to, the story goes on like that. But something that you will all learn from this is, so any the message, the fine message is that, who wants to summarize the message
Mom, we
from
should
this?
always respect your elders.
There are only one person. Vishruta.
We should always respect our elders, and we should and there's also another lesson that we should not assume everything.
Nice. There are two learnings. Yes, that also. So Dashrata assumed it. And one message is that we should be very respectful and dedicated towards your parents and elders. So, what yagya does this fall under? Vaishnavi ji? Yes, very good. Very good. Okay, very nice. We'll go to this.
Okay. You all see this picture. Anything comes to your mind?
Titanic.
Yes, Titanic. What do you know about Titanic? Who can tell?
Ma'am, it's the biggest ship in the world, and it drained.
Yes, it is the yes, Sanshit, whatever you know, you tell me.
Ma'am, so
The
basically,
biggest ship, and it drained, ma'am, while going.
Okay.
so it had many
Virat, you continue. What do you know about Titanic?
It's not only the biggest ship, but it has been hit by an iceberg because the captain wasn't able to see it in the fog. And then it carried hundreds of thousands of people. It was segregated into 2 to 3 classes where in the first up to not hear the engine voices, they made the first class. In a bit below that, they made second class, and in the bottommost, they gave it third class so that they would ride next to the engines. And then there was a huge dining room, a seating room, a pool, etc. They could. It was very beautiful. Scenery was nice. They had many lifeboats, but they're only enough for less than 50% of the population on the Titanic to leave. It was widely regarded as one of the most tragic shipwrecks.
Okay, very good. So Titanic ship in the year 1912, it is a British ship, a luxury ship. It was sailing to New York. After striking a big iceberg, it got drowned, it broke into parts. Actually, what we are going to tell you is there was one officer in that ship named Harold Louis. You know what he did? First, he helped people to get into a lifeboat and he saved them. He took them to some other place, maybe some other helping, another ship came there. After that, he had escaped. He could have gone because he has been saved from that disaster. But what he did, he came back to the accident venue again. Why should he come back? Because he wanted to save more people. There was a risk. He again came back in a lifeboat. There were so many people desperately waiting to get into a lifeboat. So there was a chance of that lifeboat which in which he was coming back getting overcrowded, and it could have got ground and he also might have lost his life. But taking all these risks, he again came back and he saved more people from there and took them to a safer place. So, from this, what message you learn? Anybody who has not answered so far?
Ma'am, we have to help.
Hasini,
We have to help people. We don't care about our life. We have to help other
Do
people.
not be selfish.
we should not be selfish. We should have that empathy and compassion and care for others so that when they need help, risking his own life, he helped them. So that is the
Amma, I
message.
have another point.
Yes.
We
Yes.
should be dedicated to our work.
Yes, we should be dedicated to work. Our work, not only our work, care about others also. So, which yagya comes here? Which yagya?
Manusha Yagna.
Manusha yagya. This
Amma,
is
can I
Manusha.
say one example?
Yes,
Yes,
Sai.
Dharmo rakshati rakshitah.
yes, yes. Yes, very good. Very nice. So, this is coming under Manusha yagya.
And another interesting fact, since we are talking about Titanic, it was advertised, when they started off the ship, when it started sailing, the ship was advertised to be unsinkable.
Yes.
Okay. And in its first voyage itself, it sank, and they had very less lifeboats because they were overconfident that this ship is anyway not going to sink. So they did not carry as much lifeboats that it had to, right? There are so
They
many
were overconfident that the ship
overconfident.
will not sink.
Yeah.
We should not be overconfident also. That is also one. Okay.
Okay. So this was about this. Okay. Some of you might have read about the Chipko movement in your science, social studies book. Okay.
Mom, I learned it in my Hindi.
Yes, Amma. I have learned this year only.
This year only, yes. So Chipko in Hindi means basically stick, or other words you can say hug. Okay. So there was this in Lady Gaura Devi. Okay, she led the tribal group
Movement to
when
trees.
yes, Sanshit.
Yes, Chipko movement to trees. That means
Yes, yes. So when they
Ma'am,
were
I
coming
have one
to
doubt, ma'am. Ma'am, actually in my textbook it came that the Chipko movement was started by Sundarlal Bahuguna.
Yeah.
it was a it was led by this lady, tribal lady Gaura Devi, but it all belonged to that NGO. It was a huge organization, non-governmental organization. So the name that you are saying also might be true, but this was basically inspired by another movement. It happened long before in 1731 when there was a community called the Bishnoi community, and they, as per their faith, it was not right to cut the trees. So when that particular kejri tree was very very useful, so the Raja had given instructions to cut down all the trees. So that's when Amrita Devi is a person from that Vishnoic faith who hugged the trees. The people of the tree, that community, they all hugged the trees, and then they said, yeah, yeah, each tree, the Raja threatened, like, if you don't move away from the tree, I will kill you. But what did they say? They said, our life, we can sacrifice our life, and each and every tree is worth sacrificing our lives. And so that Raja was very cruel. He killed them all. Even today, there is a memorial dedicated to this community of Bishnoi people, for to appreciate their effort that they took. Inspired by the same event, this Chipko movement also started. Okay, and again here people expressed or revolted against the cutting of trees by hugging the trees. Yeah. So which yajna does this remind you all of?
Budayagna.
Yajna. So it is not just the trees, right? So every tree is a life, and it gives us so much benefit, and it is taking so many years for a small plant to become a tree. So we have to make sure that such unnecessary cutting of trees does not happen. So this falls under Bhuta Yajna. Very good. And here you see some of the famous people and scientists. You all know Albert Einstein, right? So what did he say about our great scripture Bhagavad Gita? He said, I have made the Bhagavad Gita as the main source of my inspiration and guide for the purpose of scientific investigations and formation of my theory. Not only Albert Einstein, many scientists, physicists across the world, right? They have, referred to our Vedas and Bhagavad Gita to get inspiration and learning, when they're in their scientific inventions and processes, or even in their life. Even Mahatma Gandhi, if you say, when he says, when doubts haunt me, when disappointments stare me in the face, I see not one ray of hope on the horizon, I turn to Bhagavad Gita and find a verse to comfort me. And again, Werner Heisenberg is another German physicist who was also a Nobel Prize winner. So he says quantum theory. He won Nobel Prize for quantum theory. You will learn what quantum theory is in your higher classes, but it was a very important invention in the science. So quantum theory will not look ridiculous to people who have read the Vedanta. So they all have appreciated, admired, and then agreed with the the depth and knowledge of that is exhibited, or that is there in our Vedas. So it is important for us also to understand our scriptures, Vedas, try to learn them and preserve them. And not only that, it's our duty to pass it on to the next generation, right? So such amount of intelligence cannot be ignored, and it will be a great disservice if this is not passed on to the next generation. So what is that? So what the learning from this particular slide, what will you put this into? Which of the Panchamahayagyas does this fall?
Ramayana.
Ramayana.
Very
Even Ramayana, Mahabharata. At this age, you should all learn. Of course, you all already know. Keep reading along with other books. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, everything.
They're all great epics, and each
The
of
rishis have given that, so that is the gratitude we can show to rishis. So Rishi Yagya.
So we'll end this session with a short video which conveys the importance of Athithi Devo Bhava. Okay, so I'd like you to watch this. Let me know if you're able to hear it.
Tela patela noli basecho kami no dino udasi lage shokela patela
noli basecho kami lo dino udasi lage Gela patela noli basecho kami lo dino udasi lage Gela patela noli basecho Gela patela noli basecho kami lo dino Bye, sir.
Can't find my passport.
Julia, where's my bag?
Where did you leave the bag?
I had my passport in the bag and I can't find it.
Thank you. Listen, take this, please. No, sir. My pleasure. Gela patela nyoli basecho.
kami no dino udasi lage shok. I dedicate this song to Mohan uncle.
शुक्रिया मोहन जी बहुत खूब हम अपने मेहमानों से अच्छा व्यवहार करते हैं यहाँ और उसकी गूंज सुनाई देती है वाह आइए देश का सर गर्व से ऊंचा करें। अतिथि देवो भव। अतिथि देवो भव।
So this Atithi Devo Bhava is also, it comes under Manushya Yagya only, respecting, helping the guests.
Yeah.
So we have gone through all Panchamaha Yagyas through short stories and real life situations. So by observing these Panchamaha Yagya, we will be able to follow value-based life as told in our Sanatana Dharma. Our Sanatana Dharma is so great. You should be proud of it. And even as children, you all should try to do whatever duties you can do to God, to your parents, to other people, to nature, everything that is necessary. Okay? Now over
to Hema ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Sudhaji and Soumya. Such a wonderful correlation of real life situations and all the yajnas, and also the lovely video in the end. So I wish all Indians are like that, who will ultimately make our nation proud, isn't it? Okay, so now we go to story time. So when we talk about all the yajnas and all the things that we do for others, our gods, our nature, but do you think that we have to also use some energy to focus on our own self? Do we need to take out time and energy to improve ourselves? Yes or no? Yes, isn't it? Yes. So today we are going to see a small story about a boy who was very lazy, who made no effort to do anything in life. Okay, let us see what happens to him and how he actually learns his lesson. Okay, I'll show you a short video. So, of course, the message is laziness is bad. There was a boy who was living in a small village, and he was living with his father and grandfather. This boy was extremely lazy. He would like to rather spend his time just lying down, sleeping, lazing around, rather than doing any work given to him by his grandfather. His grandma one day came and gave him milk to drink. And he said, "Okay, grandma, keep the milk on the side of my table. I'll get up and I'll drink it later." He's so lazy to even pick up his glass of milk and drink it. When he gets up, he sees the milk is all spilt on the floor. And who has come and drunk the milk? A cat has come and drunk all the milk. Okay. He sees this and he gets up and he says, "Oh no, my laziness has cost me my milk. I should have drunk it when it was fresh and my grandma came and gave me." Like this, many incidents happened in his life, and he kept losing things, and things were not happening for him. He was, all important events were just going by because he was lazy. So one day he starts crying and says, "My God, I'm so lazy. Oh God, you're not helping me at all. And see, nothing is happening. I'm losing things. I'm losing events, losing situations, and you're not doing anything for me." And he's standing and crying. So God takes pity on him, sees this young boy crying, and God comes down to earth and asks him, sees him, tells him to stop crying, and asks him, what does he want? So he tells God that, "See, nothing is happening for me. I want you to help me. You should give me a magic wand by which all my work can be done." The God listens to his, whatever this innocent boy was speaking, and he accepts. He says, "Okay, I will give you a wand which will help you to do all your work very fast." So this boy is very happy with his wand. Okay. Raju is very happy with his wand. He says, "Oh, now all my work will be done on time and I will not lose anything." He takes his wand and he says, "Now I will do everything. And now I'm a changed person." Okay. He feels he's completely changed. He can, create food for himself, create milk for himself, whatever he wants, he can do it. Okay. One day, he is sleeping by the field, his grandfather's field. Grandfather comes to him and tells Ramu, I'm going to the shop. Be careful, be vigilant, look after the field. Animals should not come and eat all the crop where it is just ready for harvesting. And next week we'll be harvesting all the crop. He says, yeah, fine, don't worry, you go. I'll look after the crop. And he, as usually, just lies down, he goes to sleep. He hears a bleating sound. Meh, karke. He looks, opens one eye, and he says, what is there? Oh, there is one goat. One goat has come into the field. Okay, let me sleep for some more time. I'm feeling lazy. How much can one goat eat? It'll eat a little bit and it'll go away. Its stomach will get full and go away. Let me go back to sleep. He goes back to sleep. He's feeling lazy. Okay. After some time, he hears some more noise. He opens both his eyes and he says, now there is one goat plus there is one buffalo in the field. But he is feeling lazy and he feels, oh, I have to take so much effort to get up from the bed and go and chase the buffalo. How much will one buffalo eat? Let it be. Let me lie down for some more time. 10 more minutes, let me sleep. Okay. He goes back to sleep. Then he hears even more sound in the field. He gets up, he says, there are many goats, there are many buffaloes, and they're happily chomping away and eating all the fresh, fodder of the field. And he says, my God, half the field has been eaten away. Half my crop has been eaten away. Okay, now let me take out my magic wand, and I can't run behind such big animals. They will attack me. I will show them with my magic wand. He looks behind, and what does he see? The buffaloes had trampled over his magic wand, breaking it into two. So now there's no magic wand. He's scared to go behind the buffaloes. He can't do anything. So what does the ultimate do? Starts crying. Oh my God, I had a magic wand, but the magic wand broke and the buffaloes are eating. Now entire crop is gone. The God comes back. God comes and tells him now that, look here, child, you are basically lazy. You don't want to do any action. Any amount of magic that I give you is not going to help you unless you get up and use the magic. You need to have the will to get up and use the magic. No, you can't be lying. So the God really explains to him that, work is worship. You only can be the author of your destiny. Only you can do things for yourself. Nobody outside person will come and help you. They may help you, but ultimately you are responsible for the direction of your life. So if you're going to be all the time sleeping and lazing around and not willing to do any work, then don't expect any outside magic to come and help you. Don't expect your parents will do for you or your grandparents will do things for you. One day it'll come, you have to do the things and you will not know how to do it. Hearing all this, he really, understands that, yes, I think being lazy has been the biggest drawback in my life and I will change. So from that day on, he's a new leaf actually, and he completely changes himself. And as you know, a lazy man gets a magic wand. If he gets it, he cannot achieve anything. So we should always be active and never put any delays on our work and do everything on time. If we need to really, if we need to really go ahead and achieve all our goals. So this is something connected to Manusha Yagna. In Manusha Yagna, probably you were doing for others, but sometimes you take things and do for yourself to improve yourself and make yourself more active, makes yourself more proactive and do things in a better way. Okay. So what do you think? I want to ask only a few questions. That what do your children think about the role of being active in your life? Okay. How many of you think that there is some amount of laziness in the things that you do? Can you give an example? Something you feel lazy to do? What do you feel lazy to do in the day?
On Saturdays and Sundays, waking up in the morning.
Okay, getting up early on Saturdays and Sundays, you really feel lazy. Okay, other days you have to get up. There's no other choice. Anything else, right? What you feel lazy to do? Some chores given by your parents?
Amma, I'm lazy to bath when I come from school.
You feel lazy. You're already so tired from school, so you feel lazy to go and take a bath. Okay.
Amma,
Okay,
this
that
is
is not
Hasini.
good. You should have a bath, isn't it? Yes. Anybody
Not
else?
morning.
Amma,
I'm
this
saying
is Hasini.
Evening.
morning
Yeah.
I do, but I not after.
After school. Okay, good. You're acknowledging. You're able to realize that, yes, I'm lazy and now onwards I'll not be. Anybody else?
On Saturday,
Amma, I am Hasini, Amma.
Hasini.
Waking up in the morning.
Amma, when I have a lot of syllabus, I'm lazy to carry my bag to school.
Oh, I won't say lazy. Unfortunately, bags are too heavy nowadays for children. So it is a burden that you all are really carrying it. Yeah, and I sympathize with you.
Ma'am, one more
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
This is Nitika. Like on Sundays at 9 o'clock in the morning, I have dance class. So because it's so early, my mom wakes me up at 8:30. But then when I come back, I want to do other things that I don't want to do.
Yes, and Vedanta says standing up after sitting for a long time. Okay, okay. So yeah, we all have. Yes, even I also feel lazy sometimes to get up early on a Sunday morning. Sometimes I feel lazy to go and buy vegetables, but then suddenly there'll be no vegetables in the fridge. Then I have to rush, and whether I'm tired or not tired, I have to go and do it. So better I should have done it before, isn't it? So yes, we all have our shares of areas where we are lazy, but yes, we can improve on it, isn't it? Yeah. So in this story, can you give it a different ending? We saw the magic wand broke. I want one of you to give me a different ending to the story.
Mama, can I? I'm Virat.
Yes, Virat.
So like when the magic wand, it's missing all of a sudden, and then he sees that it's somehow stuck in a tree when the trampede was happening. The force of gravity and the velocity changed, and the magic wand is stuck in a really high tree. And then he has to get up, he has to climb that huge tree and take his wand back. But then he's too lazy to do that, so he thinks, it's okay, let it be. I'll just sleep for some more time. After all, the buffaloes will be full after eating some. But then more and more animals come, and then his grandfather comes, and then he starts scolding him, but then he still is very lazy. So then what the grandfather does is he calls a professional tree climber to take the wand, and because it was on a tree, he just thought it was random to take the wand and give it to the grandfather. The grandfather thought it was very special to his son, so he kept it as a prize that he had to get up, do his chores every day,
Very nice.
early, go to school, and then not be sleeping all the time. And then he said, after, if you do this for 5 months together, I'll give you the wand back.
Fantastic. What a lovely twist to the tale. Fantastic. That was a different
Amma,
ending and nice endings to the story. Good. Good.
Mama,
Virat.
can I say now?
Yes.
Amma, when he wakes up after saying that they eat, after he wakes up, he sees many animals and all of them are eating the magical one. And then he says that he just he tries to remove the wand from their mouth. But what happened is he suddenly ate them.
Who ate what?
Mom, the animals ate, ate the
Ate
man,
them.
and then his grandfather came, and then he removed him out from some random thing. After removing him out, he said that never be too lazy. And then, as he was sleeping behind a tree, the god comes in a form of the tree and says that he gives them a magical apple and says that that after eating this apple, you'll not become lazy anymore.
Okay, so some more magic, magic upon magic. Very nice. Okay, thank you, children. That's all for today. And now I hand the space over to Lakshmi Mami, who will give us the closing prayers.
Just 1 minute. I find you all have very good imagination. So why don't you all write one story, any story on any Panchamahayagya? It should represent one Panchamahayagya. Write your own story. Be ready with that. Next week or any one of the weeks, we will make you say that story. Okay?
I already have one, but it doesn't represent any
Now
Panchamahayagya.
you write a new story, but it should contain a message about any Panchamahayagya. Okay? Now Lakshmi Mami.
I already write stories.
Good.
Mom, in my class, some people call me as a narrator.
Ma'am, you are on mute.
Lakshmi Mami, muted. You have to unmute.
Yeah. So that's very good. All of you have very good imagination, and everybody should come out with a story. Okay, beautiful stories you can write. That's good. And so we let us close it. And the Vishnu Sahasranama chanting also. Those who have not chanted, next week you have to be present, and we will complete the 5 slokas. Then we will go to the next sloka. Okay. So in the meanwhile, you practice yourself carrying the which I have posted in the group. Okay, all of you should chant 5 slokas. That's why I am making again and again. So that we can go to the next sloka. Okay. Thank you. Now let us close. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, children.